Hola a todos y bienvenidos a Chorri Aventuras de Blackcoat. Continuamos con Lily en busca de la escurridiza esponja y ¿qué hace esta aquí?
Ooh,
Fuego.
look who's coming to get her recipe back. If it isn't our little goody two-shoes Lily, you better split before I tie your shoelaces together. Or worse. Oh, you really want the recipe back, don't you?
Uh-huh.
Well, I didn't know that. Just give me a sec so I can wrap it up for you with a bow.
Hey.
Lily was touched. It was so rare for her to get presents.
You so don't have a clue, do you? Get lost, Lily, or I'll be forced to call you names. Yeah, I'm a real badass. Just face it. You're not tough enough to make any demands around here. Tell me, how come you even dared to come here anyway? You know we're not allowed to play in the garden anymore. Or did Mother Superior send you? You can tell your beloved Mother Superior that I don't give a damn about her stupid rules. Ha! But I bet you're too scared. You're scared of your echo, right? And you should be, because one day, when you least expect it, who knows? You might turn around and see that someone has stolen your milk.
Yo he matado a uno. A lo mejor te mato a ti.
What? Now you're upset? Did the nasty boy bother you again?
Uh-huh.
You're such a crybaby.
Emocionante.
Well. What
Se ha enfurruñado.
Is
Qué mona.
this you standing up for yourself? Just look at you, Lily, with your bow and your braids. You don't actually think you could stand up to a bad boy like me, do you? I was playing with matches before you'd said your first morning prayer. How could I ever take someone like you seriously? Do you know how to spit cherry pits? Or hunt sparrows with a slingshot? Just face it. You'll never be as tough as me, and that means you won't get your recipe either.
Ya veremos.
Edna had apparently left an inscription here. Lily was touched. Edna was Lily's best friend.
Mola.
A real treasure chest. It was hard to tell, but Lily was actually speechless. This ball of wool was a symbol of friendship. Lily wanted it to stay in the treasure chest for eternity. In the meantime, Lily had collected many little treasures, but no treasure was as important to her as her friendship with Edna. Someone had trapped the guinea pig in a glass. The animal took it in stride. It didn't even try breaking out. Lily was worried about hurting the guinea pig. As clumsy as she tended to be, she'd probably need help getting it out. Lily ruefully thought about the debacle with the dwarf rabbit.
A ver, ¿qué haces ahí?
What? Quick! Close the door before anyone sees me! This is the last safe place in the entire convent, and I wanted to stay that way. Don't even try talking me out of it. I'm staying here. It's much too dangerous out there.
Lily had no idea what Memphis was talking about, but he'd always been jumpy.
But, psst,
What? Someone might hear you, and then they'll take away my hiding place. And if they take away my hiding place, then I'll definitely be next. The stove is the safest place in the entire convent. You know, it has a crop steel casing, titanium reinforced interior walls, and is lead coated inside. I'd even survive a bomb attack in here.
Ya, pero es una estufa.
Now get lost before someone discovers me. If you're looking for your recipe, talk to Shorty. He pocketed it. La 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 la. The end of the world is near. Loo 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 loo. I am damned. Damned are you. Da dee 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 do. Apocalypse now. La 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 la. The end of the world is near. Da dee 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 do. Apocalypse now. La 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 la. The end of the world is near.
Vale. Pues si quieres que cierre la puerta, no puedo cerrar la puerta. Aparentemente. Hala, a tu rollo. ¿Ya eres feliz? Nan, 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 nan. Este sigue sin morirse. ¿Queréis volar al colegio?
Now, I hope it's a weapon for the battle against. But that's a real detonator, and it's live. You have to defuse it, Suka. Hurry! But with what? With the power of love. What? Are you? Wait. I know. Phew, that was close.
We'll snitch to Mother Superior.
Exactly. This time you really went too far, Lily. What on earth are you thinking? You're even crazier than I thought.
Totally un-gumbo.
Don't just stand there. Get that bomb away from us. Take it somewhere where it can't do any damage. A bomb-proof place, a fireproof drum, or something like that?
¿Sí dónde? Uy, la cafetería. Ya iré a la cafetería. Hola, ¿qué tal? Toma.
It was the perfect place to get rid of the detonator.
What's that? What do you have there?
Lily could finally use the hairpin.
Does it have to blink like that?
Lily closed the door again to keep Memphis's hiding place safe.
Lily?
Something seemed to be wrong with Lily's ears today. She kept hearing all these sounds.
Vaya. Son eficientes.
The stove was black and empty, just like the mirror that always appeared in Lily's dreams.
Bien. No pasa nada. Todo va bien. ¿Dónde estaba...? Uy, qué sitios a los que no he ido. Aquí sí he estado. Esto es donde estaba la madre superiora. Pero primero vamos a...
Perfect. The hairpin fit exactly into the holes. The mask, but did that... Oh, each mask, not...
A saquear.
Lily wasn't able to loosen the screw with her bare hands. She needed a different tool. This was certainly not the idea, and as long as Lily didn't have a compelling reason, she didn't have to take the risk. Lily took her search for the right tool very seriously. That's why she held every object she carried against the screw to check if it would loosen it. Lily had heard rumors that disobedient children were hung from this hook. Otherwise, Mother Superior used it to hang her tea kettle over the fire.
Ajá.
Mother Superior usually made her tea over the fire of the outside fireplace. There seemed to be some kind of bracket up on the wall, but Lily couldn't continue without more light.
Me gusta. Me lo quedo.
A note was pinned on the receipt holder.
Dear, crossed out, Ms. Zimmelbach, I have to say I'm very surprised by the way you fulfilled my request to send me a pet for my students' classroom. I had a real animal in mind, one that conveyed important values, like a puma or a boa constrictor. But the guinea pig you sent is useless to me. I've pickled it in alcohol to save it for the dissection class in biology. Send me a proper animal immediately, or you will not have heard the last of me. Regardless, Mother Superior Ignatz.
Woohoo!
Chan chan.
Either there was a picture missing here, or there was one too many. The cheerful flower seemed to like Lily. At least it bent forward just a touch when Lily came close. Lily didn't want to spoil her nice friendship with the flower. Plants were the only things that still listened to her.
No tengo nada.
Lily had a basic understanding of how the dumbwaiter worked. You took out the food and put the dirty plates back in when you were done.
Pues nada, me quedará la cafetería.
Something was missing here. And even if it wasn't Lily's fault this time, she felt guilty anyway. Just as a prevention.
Vale.
Lily liked Doris, and her feelings were reciprocated.
What are you gawking at me for, you stupid little brat?
She was tough on the outside, but soft on the inside.
Qué bonito.
Keep gawking like that and I'll wring your neck.
At least she liked children.
Oh, how I loathe you children! I wish you'd all die of smallpox!
Aside from Edna, Doris was Lily's best friend.
What was that? You impertinent little slug! I can't stand it when people gossip about me behind my back! The youth of today is becoming ever more insolent! No wonder, with all the violence and foul language in the media! If I could, I'd twist your heads off one by one! Where are my canning jars? I need something to calm my fingers!
Otherwise, something terrible might happen here. Before you ask for more food again, it's been hours since I held a canning jar in my hand. My hands always get a bit nervous at times like this. They break everything they touch. Children's legs, children's arms. I just can't control them.
Tengo una jarra para abrir.
Now I understand. You came to complain about the food, right? Well, then I have bad news for you. Children only get food from canning jars, and that's that. My hands are trained to twist the lids off. I haven't been wringing the necks of caged chickens for 20 years for nothing. Plus, I've got a court order that says I gotta open 10 jars a day. You can thank my idiotic lawyer for that. Anything else? Do I have to explain it to you with puppets?
Sí.
Mealtime ended long ago. The only thing that I'm still cooking today is food for Mother Superior's cat. And the food for Mother Superior herself. Or I should say I would. But my knife disappeared. And on top of that, the stove in the cellar has gone out. So I couldn't cook anything anyway. However, the most important thing is that Mother Superior still wanted to send a recipe to me. You don't happen to have it on you, do you? Forget the recipe. As long as the stove in the cellar is out, I won't be cooking anything anyway. No recipe? Yeah, then there's no reason for you to... What's the matter? Why are you staring at me like that? What are you even doing here between meal times? I know what I'm doing here. A jail sentence commuted to 10 years community service on probation, thanks to diminished responsibility. Blah, blah, blah.
Bla, bla, bla.
Do you really want to hear this?
Sí.
Yeah, Mother Superior didn't want to hear it either. And as long as she doesn't ask about it directly... I need something to calm my fingers! Ugh, thanks! That was close! Now take your stuff and get out! Now! What are you creeping around here for? Feed the cat! Don't tell me you're done already. No. That's what I thought. I am slowly losing the will to keep constantly having to remind you children of what good values are. Take a look at the embroideries on the wall. They depict all of the important virtues. Superiority, strength, and self-control. I'm quite aware that self-control is missing. Do you think I'm blind? Now leave. I have to drink a calming tea. If you pass the classroom, remind Birgit to hurry up with her embroidering. If the self-control motif isn't finished today, I will really blow my top.
No, no, no. Aquí no. Fuera, 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 fuera. A este le tengo que dar cosas de estas.
Keep your things to yourself. I'm sure you worked very hard for them.
Lily wasn't allowed to play with the things she found in the chapel, but that didn't matter. She also had fun just looking at the board.
You
Can't use probably. Have you asked Mother Superior? Well,
Sí.
what's that supposed to be? An animal motif? No animal motif looks like that. Animal motifs are always on a bed.
Oh.
You know.
Oh.
Lily thought this This idea was delightful.
Oh.
The guinea pig was bound to make a huge impression as
Oh. Oh. Oh.
At least this is a regular animal motif. But do you think it also conveys really important values?
Of course it did. Guinea pigs were cute and small, but always cheerful. Lily always tried to follow their example.
Uh-huh. Well, if you say so. Come back in a few minutes. If you don't bother me, I won't take long.
Vale, tenemos las máscaras, tenemos esto.
Once again, Lily's only mother superior.
Na 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 na. Provoquemos el caos.
Ah, Birgit has finally finished the new banner, but what's that? A small, dirty guinea pig? Birgit didn't really make this, did she?
Uh-huh.
That can't be true. Can I not rely on anyone here? Just you wait. She'll get what's coming to her.
Na 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 na.
Birgit should have tried harder. The banner was a get rid of it!
I can't even tell you how disappointed I am in you, Birgit. This is the worst job I've seen in my entire career. But don't talk back. You are bad. I will probably have to strip you of all your awards, prizes, and Girl Scout badges. You no longer deserve any of them.
But I only did what?
Hogwash! Do you really wish to contradict me? I can't believe how low you've sunk, Birgit. A guinea pig? It's unbelievable! Your work is an insult to the entire convent. Get rid of it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Your whining won't make up for your failures. Just in case you decide not to waste my time with your ineptitude anymore. Here is a motif that's worth immortalizing on a banner. The puma. Strong, precise, dignified. A symbol of self-control.
Stop that! I need that as a template.
Vale. No, me he pasado. Ah, mira. Genial. Manzanas nunca tal. Ya, pero ¿cuál es el heroico? El heroico será este y este será el sleeping. Eh... Si estoy furioso, no soy fuerte. Los cocos... Vale, no estaba triste por una banana. Ni feliz por una manzana. Así que era coco. Es coco cabreado, ciervo.
I could only do heroic deeds on days when I wasn't sad.
No, 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 no. Coco. Cabreado. Y... Y no tengo un ciervo. Me falta el ciervo. Ah,
The embroidery was of a unicorn with 8 legs. Lily loved the unusual embroidery more than anything, but she didn't know who had made it. When asked about it, Mother Superior was even more vexed than usual.
eh.
What? Do we know each other?
Uh-huh.
You want to hear the clues again. I like that, because I do too. Wait. Wasn't I just about to tell you something? Fortunately, I created a memory aid just for this anecdote. Ah, exactly. Now I remember. On that day, I was particularly angry. We had just laid the stone slabs in the chapel when the Templar Knights returned from a secret meeting. They examined my work and praised me for doing a heroic job. Then they gave me a coconut. It was one of the greatest days of my life. Here, I even still have the book in which I wrote everything down, including the meaning of the secret Templar symbols on the stone slabs.
Genial.
Now please leave me alone. All this reminds me too much of how I once helped a little girl uncover the mystery of the secret crypt below the chapel. One day I really have to tell you that story.
¿Pero qué libro dice? Libro.
Hey, that's all.
Lily was reluctant they were all.
Pero me ha dicho que veo un libro. ¿Dónde?
Lily would have liked, but she.
O ya lo tengo. Tengo el libro.
The book contained the recorded memories of the elders. Most of it was faded. Only the chapter on the construction of the convent chapel was still legible.
¡Qué
That
conveniente!
would certainly interest Frank.
Si no se ha muerto. Frank, mira.
What's the matter now? My goodness, that does look very interesting.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. At least those are the same symbols as on the stone slabs, but the pattern is full of gaps. I'm a pro when it comes to riddles. That's why all I need is a single glance to be able to declare without a doubt that, yes, this is a riddle. But the solutions page seems to be missing. This book is useless to me like that. Unless, of course, you have the solution.
Vale, hay 4, ¿no? Sí. Ajá. Vale. Así que aquí hay un búho. No es posible poner esto a la izquierda del león. Y el león siempre está encima de esto. Esto será como un sudoku, ¿no?
Yes! Yes! That has to be it! I have solved the mystery! Thanks for holding the book all this time. You're blocking the way. May I?
As soon as Frank stopped drilling, Lily was finally able to draw Garrett out of his shell. Lily crouched inside the confession booth and waited. All was quiet in the chapel, except for Frank, who could barely contain his excitement.
Wow! If these bones aren't evidence of a church conspiracy, I'll eat Tom Hanks's double chin. And what's that? Hey, this just keeps going. Let me just drill through this stone slab and... But that's a sword! A real Templar sword! It's incredible! Man, it sure is wedged in tightly. I hope that isn't a load-bearing strut beam.
The impact echoed through the entire church. Lily was tempted to look, but then she heard approaching steps.
It's so blissfully quiet. I can finally take up my listening post again.
No le interesa lo que ha ocurrido. Oh. Y no hace falta asegurarlo para nada porque está en las manos.
Hey, what's going on? Is that you, Lily? Do you think that's funny? Let me out, now!
Lily felt uncomfortable about it. Locking someone into a confession booth was probably not appropriate for a well-behaved girl. On the other hand, she was doing Edna a big favor. She could hardly wait to tell her best friend all about it.
So, Garrett is out of the picture. Very good. But I'm still in danger. Before I can leave the convent, you have to help me cover my tracks. The doctor can't find out that I was ever here. Could you do that for me?
Uh-huh.
Great. Let's see. First, you have to get rid of the balloon that I left in the main hall. It even has my portrait on it. The doctor would recognize me immediately. I also played with firecrackers down by the school clock. Let's just say it was part of a weather experiment, and I would have succeeded if I'd had a real DeLorean. You can't imagine how hard it is to get a lawnmower up to 80 miles per hour. And of course, you have to remove the inscription on the swing tree. It hurts me just as much as you, but I could hardly leave the doctor better evidence that I was here than that. Do you think you can handle all that?
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Lily. You're the best.
Pero os olvidáis de un detalle.
Oh. Hello, Lily.
¿Tu
I was
amiga?
just thinking of Riot Girl. Riot Girl is totally cool because Riot Girl wears Shibuya clothes. Don't you think that's totally fascinating? Suka also thinks that Riot Girl is totally cool. And Suka likes Shibuya too. Shibuya is totally cool. Don't you think so too? Yeah. It certainly makes you think. I think way too much about things like that. My brain is getting all fuzzy. But Riot Girl is cool, right?
Ajá. Emocionante. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es eso de ahí abajo? Aterrador. El libro. El libro ya no está. ¿Por qué no está el libro? Alguien se ha llevado el libro. Es una conspiración. Así que nada, vamos a dejarlo aquí por hoy. Esto han sido las aventuras de Blackwood y esto ha sido... Los ojos nuevos de Harvey. Y muerte por cruz. Así que nada, hasta la próxima. Adiós.